my screen? Please
Yes,
confirm
ma'am.
you can see it. All right.
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. Tonight we will be looking at niche discovery and how to write different content formats slash types. Niche discovery and how to write different content formats. Okay, so what to expect in tonight's class? Please pardon the typographical error there. What to expect in tonight's class? Recap from previous class. I promised the last time I'm going to continue from where we stopped because we're having lots of network issues. Just briefly, then we'll go into niche discovery. What is a niche in content writing? Who is a freelance writer? How do I discover my niche? Then how to write different content formats. For today's class, I'll be focusing on listicle content, how-to guides, comparison slash review article, product description, etc. Then we're going to look at how to create a writing portfolio. I'll take your questions and introduce the next class. All right.
Success, put that on presentation so that it makes the screen broader.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll come back right to that. All right. So the previous class, I talked about the process of content writing. Sorry.
That thing that looks
The
like a
process of
TV
content.
with the play. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Before we dive into this, in the last class, I talked about the process of creating content. Mr. Richard, should I proceed with reviewing the last thing we did last time?
Yes. Recap. Yes, you can.
Okay, so if you can remember, we used a typical example, but we had some issues with network, so we couldn't proceed with that. So let me just minimize and then I'll take us through the process of how to come up with content, the process of content writing, right? So let's say can someone give us any topic at all? Let's use that and go through the process. Any topic. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
You should respond now. Respond.
Yes, I said someone should give us any topic. We'll use that and we'll do the research together. I'm waiting for someone. You can type if you can't speak. You can type in the comment section. I'll see it. How to bake a cake. All right, let's use this example by Chine, how to bake a cake. Okay, so the first thing you want to do in this class, we are not going through, I'm not taking you through the process of keyword research. Mr. Richard will do that when he handles his class. But let's say, and your keyword or key phrase is how to bake a cake or so. So first thing you want to do is, I'm going to take you through how to bake a cake. Now, I said the other time, immediately you type this, you see this response is coming up. It's called Google Auto Response. It's also related searches that people make close to, that's related to what you are looking for. From here, you can get, ideas on what to make up your content structure. So here we can see how to bake a cake, how to bake a cake without oven, how to bake a cake step by step with pictures, how to bake a cake at home, how to bake a cake with pots, how to bake cake in a pot on the stove. You would agree with me that these are relevant related key phrases, right? So you can either go ahead and copy the ones you can copy from here, or you can make a search using any of these. So first of all, I said these are Google Auto Response. So you can go ahead and get some important, related phrases here that will make up the structure of your content, right? Then you go ahead and click on enter. Now, we are seeing more of videos because this kind of content, anyone that is typing this, is the person looking to buy cake or the person is looking to learn how to make cake? What can you tell is the intent of this search phrase? You can type in the comments, I will see it. When someone types in how to bake a cake, what do you think is the intent? Is the person looking to buy cake or the person is looking to learn? Because the last time I said, first of all, you need to understand the intent of the content of the keyword before you go ahead to write. Good. Wonderful. We have smart people here. Thank you very much. The person is going to learn. That's why the person is searching for how to bake cake. So it's expected that any content you're writing should be on how to bake cake, right? So that's why the top ranking content here are videos, illustrative videos. This should tell you that even if you write your content, because there are also written content here, right? Even if you will write, you should also attach a video to it so that it will be easier for people to learn, right? So you want to look at, people also ask to get idea of what to form the outline or structure of your content so that you know what people really want to see when they read your content. What are they hoping to achieve? So they want to know, how do you bake a cake step by step? So you copy this and you paste it in an empty sheet, right? Maybe your Google Doc, if that's what you're using to write. What are the ingredients used in baking cake? You copy this and paste it in your Google Doc because it's also relevant to the content you're writing. How to mix cake ingredients. This is important, right? So you copy it too and paste it to your plain sheet. What are the 7 rules for baking perfect cake? Oh, wow. Are there 7 rules? I did not even know. So you want to copy this and paste it because it looks kind of relevant, right? You can click down and see the 7 rules are there. So if you include these 7 rules to your content, it makes your content even more relevant. So you want to go down, how to bake a cake like a professional. What are the 10 steps of baking a cake? So probably in your content, instead of writing instead of writing how to bake a cake step by step, you can write 10 steps to baking a cake, right? So you go down and look for more, how to bake a simple cake for beginners. Now, instead of doing this research will also help you know how to write the title of your content. Now, let's say your keyword is how to bake a cake. Now, you can see a way of writing that keyword so that it will be more specific to an audience, because professionals could be searching for how to bake specific kind of cake. There are different kinds of cake. But if you now make your topic how to bake a simple cake for beginners, you know that you're specifically writing to beginners who are learning how to bake a cake. So it makes your content more specific. It makes your content more narrowed down. And the more specific your content is, the higher it will be for people to search for it, because these are the content people are looking for, right? So you can go on and on, how to make a simple cake, etc. Please, if you have any question while I'm speaking, you can drop it in the comments. I can see your comments. And if it's something I should address, I'll do so. So once you do this, by this time, you should have written a whole lot in your empty Google Sheets. Now, the next step is to go back to the top ranking content. You can as well look at the videos. The videos will teach you the steps to take. That's if you're writing a content that requires steps, right? The videos will tell you the steps so that your content will be more informed. Now, you want to check the top ranking content, how to bake a cake, 11 tips for perfect cakes. You want to check this content, how it was written, right? And you just you scan through it and you see how it was written. This is more like tips to make a perfect cake. This is not giving you steps to making a cake. So you could include in your how to make a cake, how to make a simple cake for beginners, and tips. You can add this maybe to be part of your content. I hope you guys are getting this. So this person is writing on how to bake a cake, tips for perfect cakes. He's measuring on tips. So you get that idea. You go back to your results page. How to bake a cake, 3 delicious recipes. You check. The essence of doing this is to see the structure and format, the top ranking content used, so that it will inform you on what you should do in your own content. So by the time you go through this content, you go through the next one, you'll be able to refine your outline better. You can add to your outline if it is not looking enough based on what your other competitors have written. You add it up. And from this research, you could also add a section called frequently asked questions. All right. So once you get that done, the next step is to go back to your Google Doc and you start formulating your content in the process. So that's like the process of creating your content. At the end, you want to like optimize it. I think this class doesn't cover optimization, but you want to like optimize your content, ensure it has different heading, H1, H2 headings, include your internal and external links. I'm not going into that because Mr. Richard will like take us through. So that's more like last class we had. We are going to dive right into this because it's a whole lot.
Your voice is low.
Can you guys still see my screen?
Yes, we can see it.
All right. All right. Okay, so tonight we are looking at niche discovery and also how to write different content formats. First of all, I remember during the question and answer section last week, somebody was asking about niching down and a lot of things. Now, okay, sorry. So let's just go from the top. What is a niche? A niche in content writing refers to a specific area of expertise or specialization that a writer focuses on. It's a distinct segment of the market that requires unique knowledge, skills, and understanding. In this particular class, I try to define who a freelance writer is and who, so that we'll get a better understanding, right? Now, all of you are here. You could decide to pick a particular niche, an area, an industry where you want to build your expertise. E.g., an industry could be like in health, in relationship, in family, in career, in religion, spirituality, etc. You pick a particular niche or personal development niche and you want to, that is the area you want to write about. So a well-defined niche enables you to be able to produce high quality content, helps you establish your authority, and also attract targeted audience. Mr. Richard mentioned tropical authority in his last explanation. And that is you want people to know you for this particular industry. So that's what you write about. That's what you always write about. That's what you always say. Now, basically, you could be a writer that wants to just build your personal brand and eventually you start selling your writing services, or you want to write for organizations. You cannot possibly start writing for all the organizations. For instance, there are companies that are hiring people that are good in technical writing, people that are good in writing topics on cryptocurrency, people that are good in writing on health niche, people that are good in writing on, let's say, agriculture, etc. You cannot possibly be an expert in all of them. A lot of persons do that. They write for all the niches, right? But you and me, you agree that if you have 10 skills that you are, or 10 talent or 20 talents, you can always pick the ones that you are very good at. That's because your interest aligns most with these ones, right? So niching down is like narrowing down your skills so that you build expertise. And it's even more important if you're trying to build a personal brand. A personal brand is more like you want outside where you are working, you want people to see you as an expert in so niche. So you pick an industry and you start writing about it consistently. So that is niching down. So that when you're looking for a job, you apply to jobs or companies that are offering services similar to your niche. So for instance, if I like writing cryptocurrency, blockchain, etc., I'll be looking out for companies in the NFTs, blockchain, token, all those things, because I am very familiar with those terms and I can write very well about them. So I will look out for companies that are offering such services. Do you get? Most times when you apply for jobs, they will tell you, especially on LinkedIn, when you're applying for jobs on LinkedIn, they'll tell you if you are expertise in so niche, apply. So that's why it's important to narrow down, right? But you could choose to be a freelance writer. If a freelance writer is a self-employed professional who creates content for clients across various industries. Freelance writers, they write for they are there, they are pros. Anyone you bring, they are there. Bring technical, they will write for you. Bring agric, they will write for you. Bring health, they will write. Relationship, they will write. They are diverse. However, there are still freelance writers that are specific, but most most freelance writers industries. I drop an emoji. If you can hear me, please drop an emoji so I'll be sure you guys are following, right? Just drop your favorite emoji, please, if you can hear me. All right. Mr. Richard can hear me. Who else can hear me? Okay, all my praise can hear me. Great. It's breaking. Please, if at any point you cannot hear me, let me know. I hope it's better now.
Yes, go ahead. I can hear you.
All right. Okay. So freelance writers work on project by project basis, etc. Now, if you are a freelance writer, you would be seen on platforms like Upwork, Freelancer, Fiverr, LinkedIn, etc. You create your profile and that works, right? Okay, so basically, you can be a freelance writer and you offer your services across different industries. The most important thing is that you can write very well and you have proof that this is what you have written. Or you can choose to niche down. You can choose one niche, you can choose two niches. The most important thing is that you are an expert in that niche. So when you are looking for jobs, you are looking for companies that are within this niche you have chosen. If you've chosen to be a health writer, you should be applying to health companies about health. That's where you find topics that you can, explore. If you are into, I believe I've explained that very well, right? So we'll move on to the next subjects. How do you discover your niche? It's easy. Reflect on your interests. What topics do you love writing? See, it's easier to write on things that comes natural to you than to write on things that you have to crack your head. If you have to crack your head a lot, you would find content writing to be kind of boring. Do you understand? You struggle in your job because every day you'll be writing and you'll be writing things that you struggle with, okay? Of course, at this point, you may not really have a lot of interest. When you start doing something consistently, your interest will build. But it's important that before you choose a niche, ask yourself, does this topic align with me? Is it something I will enjoy doing, or is it something I will enjoy exploring? You get? And then your past knowledge, your previous knowledge, can you align it to this industry? And then when is this industry something you anticipate new things from? You just need to check yourself and know what you like. But however, it's also good to check if the niche is profitable. Check online and see if there are people searching for things. Are there people? Check on social media platforms and see if there are people interested in this area you're interested in, because you could choose a niche that is not profitable. You will not see job and it will not be like content writing is boring, but it's the niche you chose that is making it boring for you. So before you choose any niche, you need to ask yourself these questions and be sure, right? Now there are different niches. I did not list all of them. I think I just listed 17. There are a lot of niches. Technology, AI, cybersecurity, software development. That's, you see people where you see job posts where they say if a technical writer apply, technical as per you write things around AI technology, emerging technologies, cybersecurity, software development. You are used to those terms. You know how to write those terms. That's technology. There is health and wellness. You write about fitness, nutrition, mental health, anything health, exercise, workout, it is your strength. That's a niche. We have finance, personal, finance, there's marketing, SEO. Like me, I write more on SEO and content marketing. That's more like my niche. And I also write personal development, basically. So I can also write travel and tourism. You just need to know what you like and what you can. When you are making your research, it's not boring. That's the best way to choose your niche. Something that when you're researching on it, you're not bored to death, but you're anticipating what you will discover because you want to write about it, right? There's food and beverage, lifestyle, business and entrepreneurship, environmental, cryptocurrency, women empowerment, relationship, parenting, religion, spirituality, legal industry, women healthcare, just anything. Just go online and search. You will see more persons that write about this and you start writing. Now, if you're building a personal brand as a writer, it's important that you stick to a niche. If you start as a lifestyle writer who writes about fashion, travel, make sure you stick to it. Don't start writing travel. That's if you are building a personal brand now. Don't write travel today. In the next 3 days in the week or next week, you will run to cryptocurrency. From cryptocurrency, you will run back to parenting. Can you all hear me? Please, if you can hear me, let me know in the comment section. If you can hear me, let me know
We
in
can
the
hear
comment
you,
section.
ma.
All right, that's beautiful. Okay, so that's that. If you are building a personal brand, ensure you stick to a niche so people will know you. The importance of building a personal brand is when you start writing on a particular topic, if somebody services, the person can quickly come back to your platform and say, oh, I know somebody that writes about cryptocurrency. She writes so well. She will be good for this job. They can recommend you. But not today, you write cryptocurrency. Tomorrow, you write food. Next tomorrow, you write marketing. Another day, you write technology. You are confusing your audience. So that's just an addition, right? Okay, so that's all for niche discovery. I believe I have covered a lot on that. But if you have any question, please reserve it to the end of the class. We are quickly going to dive into how to write different content formats. How to write different content formats. Okay. Now, there are different types of content. I will just run down on them because in this class, I'm only going to specify on listicle, how to write listicles, how-to guides, comparison. I'll touch a little on review, product description, FAQs, but informational content. Now we have informational content, we have transactional content, we have navigational content is not here. We have educational content. I've been using the words interchangeably since I started. So let me just emphasize on them because all these other content formats we are going to look into, they kind of fall under these first three. Informational, which is the first one. The second one, transactional, educational, navigational is not here, but that's like the fourth. These four are the major. These other ones falls under this first four. Now, when we say informational content, we are talking about, as the word implies, informational content that gives you information about something. Like it could be a product, it could be a company, it could be a particular service. It's just trying to teach you something you don't know or something you know, but it's giving you a lot of things you don't know about it, right? It's giving you information. So mostly blog posts and articles falls under informational content. Now, I would like to differentiate between blog posts and articles, right? Blog posts are both of them kind of, there is a thin line between both. So a lot of persons use them interchangeably. But blog posts are usually written on websites with blogs, like Fast Hire has a blog section that is called, I think, Career. Under that section, you can access a lot of documents, resources that will inform you on its services, CV, informations about CV, informations about interviews and scholarships, right? No, so blog forms are written in a more informal way, and it's not usually so too long. You can get, once it's beyond 300 words, you are writing an article. Blog post is usually focused on a particular, subject, on a particular problem. Like, for instance, let's say a topic on the best hairstyle for 2-year-olds, the best hairstyle for teenagers, the best hairstyle for pregnant women. You're looking at pregnant women at the time and the hairstyle that fits them. So you're just talking about one central point, and it's usually written in an informal way. You can bring in your personal, your personal style when you're writing a blog. You can bring in storytelling when you're writing a blog. But article takes up this formal way. And articles are not always posted on blog, on website. Articles are posted on, let's say, newspaper publications, journals, all those kind of publications. That's because they are more detailed, they are more wide, etc. However, a lot of persons do not know the difference, so they say blog posts or articles. So these are under informational content. Transactional content. I am sure you must have heard of sales page or landing page. So what's a landing page? A landing page is more like, let's say, landing page is like the first page of a website that you come to. Let's say the fast hire. Okay. So this is like the landing page for fast hire, right? This is the first page you see. So this is a navigational, this word, the fasthire.org, is a navigational sorry, not the fasthire.org. This landing page is an example of, it falls under navigational content, right? Because it leads you to a particular page that addresses a particular concern. So a landing page is more like the first page that gives you information about a particular company or about a particular product or about a particular subject. It's written in such a way that you can quickly navigate other aspects of other part of the website quickly. Like on Fast Tire's website, you can easily check out other pages, jobs, about us, our services, career. You can easily find reviews. You can find other things depending on the website and what they are offering, right? Of a goods, etc. So sales page are usually written by, copywriters, right? Sales pages are usually written by copywriters. We have product description. Hopefully, as we progress in this class, I will show you examples of product description and we'll look at we'll see what it looks like. Landing page. I don't know how many of you have bought an online course before, and you will see before you pay for the course or any services at all, you always, when you click a given link, it will take you to a page that explains a lot of things about the product, a page that shows you different testimonials. You will know that they are trying to sell this thing to you because they are talking about the benefit of this product until you see the main action line. Click here and get this offer. That's the landing page, right? The educational content are more like tutorials, how-to guides, etc. The essence of educational content is like you want to teach your audience, how this is done. Now, it is good that as a content writer, you understand this different kind of content because any company you'll be writing for, especially if you're writing as a full-time writer and you'll be in charge of searching out content topics, you need to ensure that your blog post contains all this kind of content because you are not writing to yourself. Even though you're writing to a general public, right? The essence of consistently creating content on your blog is so that you can attract your audience. And as you attract your blog serves as a lead magnet. It attracts your audience, nurtures them. Over time, it converts them to take an action, right? So you should be writing content that informs them, content that will sell to them, content that will educate them. So that because they are, people like free thing. As you're giving people free thing, eventually they will just trust you and buy. That's exactly what you want to do with your blog. So that's why you should understand these categories, right? What content are you writing for? Just information. Informative content don't really sell anything. It's just like you're writing to inform your audience. Okay, you're informing your audience how to the best way to dress for an interview. It's not because you're the one doing the interview. You just want them to know. Today you teach them best way to dress like interview. Maybe tomorrow you write on the best way to write a winning CV. That's because for Fast Hire, the service is to write CV, right? So you're like telling them best way to write a winning CV. Now you can tell them, oh, we can write the best CV for you. But you've already taught them the best tips to pass their interview, right? Educational content. You can teach them how remote online interview works. What works for online interview, that remote interview, what does not work. You're educating them. So you see, somehow these contents, they perform different purpose, but the whole essence is to bring and keep your audience hooked. So now let's quickly look at listicle content. Listicle content, right? Forget the word listicle, or you can just divide that word into two. List. That's just it. A listicle is an article written in list format, right? Each list item will typically include a few sentences or multiple paragraphs to educate or delight readers. So now, I gave some examples and we're going to like search out these examples, and while we look at how to write listicles, we'll just check what is available online and check if it's really following what we are going to learn, right? Because it's going to guide you when you're writing yours. Examples of some listicle: the top 10 movies of 2024. You can also write 7 steps to building a website, but your listicle content must not contain a number in the title anyways. You can write a listicle content, but the topic should suggest that, oh, this is a listicle content. And I'm going to show you how do you know this content will be listicle. How do you go about listicle content, right? So how to write a listicle content. Make sure your content makes sense in a list format. Now, what does that mean? Make sure that the content you want to write in a list format, it is supposed to be in a list format. Let's go. Okay. Give me any topic or content you can think of at the top of your head. Let's search for it and see if really it's supposed to be in a listicle format. Like I said, some content like um oh, I cannot even think of anything. But I want you guys to give me like a suggestion and we'll check it out online and see if it falls under this. Can't find my yeah. Hello, I hope you guys can hear me though. Okay. Can you all hear me?
Yes, ma, we are dropping our suggestion in the chat box.
Okay, great. Let me check that out. Classical musical. Is that classical musical movies of all times? Okay,
Yes.
I see different types of. Let's take let's take the first suggestion. Then we'll look at the second one. I've even lost it. Classical music. Sorry, I've lost that. Okay, classical musical movies of all times. Wow. All right. Let's see if this will make sense as a listicle content, right? So first of all, you want to check it online. Everything as a writer, you may Google your best friend, right? Classical musicals. movies. Oh, wow. Okay. You can see my screen, right? So we are looking at top classical music movie of all time. 100 best golden age movie musicals. Falls is perfect for a listicle because even if it's refined, we see even if it's refined, we see similar topics. Top 10 classical musical movies of all time. Okay, so this is perfect for a musical. Now we are going to hold on to this because we'll be using this to check up other things we'll be looking at on how to write a good listicle, right? Number two, include valuable takeaways. No fluff. Make your list useful by telling your audience what they need to know. Now, when you're writing a listicle, it's important that you like make it exciting. That it is called a listicle doesn't mean you will just come on the top of your page, top 10 musical, what's that topic again? Let's look at, this is too plenty. 50 best musical movies of all times. 25 best golden age. I think we should get another, let's see if we can get another chart.
So, Success, I think you should just let them know the kind of, can you hear me, Success?
Mr. Richard, I can hear you.
So I think you should just tell them the kind of
Yes,
content.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I think you should just tell them the kind of contents that fall into listicles. Then let them know how listicle contents are approached so that we can also address the other content types, right? So we still have more stuff to cover, and with so that we don't spend all the time on just the listicle or just this part of the class.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The kind of content that you can write in a listicle way are content like maybe you're giving recommendations on the best movies in the year or the best books to write. I mean, the best books to read or the worst books not to read, the best schools to attend. When you want to make recommendations on stuffs, listicle is a good way to go about it. Also, some how-to topics. We are going to look at how-to content, how to write how-to content, right? But some how-to content can also be written in listicles, meaning content like five steps to doing this, 20 steps to doing this is a list, right? The idea of writing listicles is to like present a content that is not looking too bulky, that is looking very categorized so that people who have interest in this particular list will just quickly go and pick what they like. So when you're writing what works for this, what works for that, you want to give tips and tricks, you can write a listicle like five tips on how to live a healthy life, 5 ways to grow your natural hair, all those kind of things. We're giving a countdown list or list of facts or statistics. All of these are perfect for listicles. So you want to ensure that your listicle makes sense, include valuable takeaway. For instance, if you want to write on five struggles of every content writer, somebody made mention of that. You just come number one, writer's block. Number two, no, or you come number one, writer's block. Every writer struggles with writer's block. You enter number two, lack of funds. Writers are supposed to be online, so most of them cannot afford buying data. You just end up writing 10 generic things and somebody will read it. The person will be like, and so if I'm having writer's block, what should I do? Do you get? Your listicle should not just mention the point. You should go ahead, tell your audience what you want them to know, what they should do, should in case they have this issue. Why are you recommending this book? If you're saying 10 best books for personal development, number one, Eat That Frog. Why is that frog? Why is that best? Or you say 5 books you should not read in 2025. Why are you telling people not to read this book? You should give them reasons. That is why it is called a listicle. That it is a listicle doesn't mean you just write things and leave them. It should be valuable. The other things, link to more in-depth information. Always ensure that you include links to help people reading. Okay, see where you can get a deeper, if you want to get more information about this, read this, right? Explain items using relatable examples. Number your items. In a listicle, you must not use numbers in your title, but if you do, ensure you number your content appropriately. If you're writing listicles, number one, number two, number three, ensure you do it that way to the end, right? Include appropriate numbers of lists. Now, in listicles, there is no rule that it must be 5, or because others have written five top writers in the world, 5 best footballers in the world, your own should be 5. No, yours can be less than 5, yours can be more than 5, but ensure it is appropriate. Ensure that, because not you want to write 10, so that maybe others have written 5, you want to make your own 10, but when you are done with the 5, the rest of the 5 you're listing does not make sense. That your content will not make sense. So you must not increase your numbers just because you want to outdo others. Ensure it is important. Then logically order each step. You can make your listicle to be alphabetical. It's great for glossaries. Chronological, great for step by step. Like you can go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can also reverse it and make your list from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Anyway, but ensure that the numbers are ordered, right? You can use the most popular or the most important. Maybe you're listing the 5 most important tips in applying for a job in the US. Make sure you state the first important ones. Just use your initiative. You can make the first 4 to be the most important, bring the other important ones last, so that you can be able to carry your audience from the beginning to the end, right? And there are different ways. Emphasize your strongest point at the beginning, middle, and the end of your list. So all of this should guide you in creating your listicles, right? And then before you go ahead to make your content listicle, follow the initial process I showed you. Check out the top ranking content and see if this topic, this keyword is best in a listicle, or there's a way you can change it but still maintain its relevance before you go ahead to write. The next is how to guides. This is one of the most popular and most, Google algorithm knows how to favor content written like this. How to guide content, give step-by-step instructions on a process from start to finish. How to guides can also offer best practices, give examples of ideal outcomes or trends, and insight on guide topics. So how to guides are usually content that answers specific questions. How to bake a cake, how to ride a car, how to fix this, how to travel from this to this on plane, how to connect your DSTV this to this. There are a lot of questions. People are always asking questions, how to do this, how to do that. So it's a very relevant kind of content, right? So to write how to guides, we use this as one of our top examples. I hope you guys can hear me. Can you hear me? Are you guys following? following. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Okay, great. All right. Okay, great. For how-to guides, you should understand who is asking the question. Are you writing to a beginner audience? For instance, the first topic we use, how to bake a cake. We saw in the process of research, we saw that this particular keyword, you could narrow it down to beginners. You could narrow it down to professionals. How to ride a car for beginners. How to ride a car for professionals. So you want to identify the people that are asking this question. Understanding who is asking the question will guide you on how to write this content, how to how to break it down to the to the barest, so that even if you're writing to a beginner audience, you know that you will use the terms you will use will be different from if when you're all right. Okay, I was saying for a how-to guide, first off, you need to understand your target audience. In content writing, one thing you will keep hearing repeatedly is your target audience. That's because you're not writing to yourself, you're writing to someone. And in writing a how-to guide, you want to ensure that you're writing to somebody that understands, like you know who you're writing to. I will always use the job application scene, for instance, because that's what Fast Hire does, right? So if I want to write an SOP, like statement of purpose, for somebody who wants to work abroad, and the person, let's say, how to write SOP for medical, I don't know, medical students, something like that. I want to find out from the beginning, this medical student, is it someone that has been writing SOP before? If that person has been writing SOP before, that person should probably have knowledge on what an SOP is, etc. What if it's like a fresh graduate that is going to be writing for the first time? I want to give the person details on how to get insight, inspiration before I'll dive into how to write the content. So you need to know who you're writing to. That way you would know how your how-to guide should be. Another thing I want to add that is not written here is that whenever you're writing a how-to guide or any other content, do not assume that the person has knowledge about this topic. For instance, you want to teach somebody how to write good headline, how to write good content headline, 5 ways to write breathtaking headline. Don't think the person knows what a headline is or what it means to write breathtaking headline. In your mind, imagine that this person does not know. Then you can proceed with your research. If you have that mindset first, you will not skip any information. But if you have the mindset of, this person already knows what I'm writing, so you want to write a shabby thing, no. The how-to guide that Google algorithm favors are those that are really actionable. You want to make your how-to guide actionable. You want to use verbs, active verbs. You're telling them how to bake a cake. Get a big bowl, pour your water inside, add 2 cups of this. Now stir it. After stirring it, do this. After doing this, your content should be able to drive your reader to take action. You shouldn't use passive verbs. You're writing in a way that, okay, you have to, when you do this, the process of stirring this will take 5 minutes. So after stirring this, I don't know if I'm giving the right instances, but the point is that you use active verbs, right? Use good images, of course, for all your content. If you have to share screenshots, let's say you are teaching somebody how to place an order on Jumia, You want to add screenshots to show the person the process from when you open the website to when you select or you add to cart to when you pick your specification to when you include your payment details. You want to include screenshot because it shows that, oh, you know what you're talking about. And review what you have written, also link to other sources, right? I've mentioned this, use more active verb, make your how-to guide easy to skim. How-to guide is not supposed to contain too much write-ups and too much explanation. Let me use a perfect example, right? I just remembered. This is a typical example of a how-to guide, right? This content on how to prepare Nigerian jollof rice. I'm sure some of you will be tired of looking at this content already. So now this is a how-to guide. Um, the purpose is to teach someone who don't know how to prepare jollof rice, probably, and the intent is the focus is on those who are outside the country, right? Now look at the structure of this content, the introduction. See how easy it is. This is an informative slash educative content, right? It goes from what is jollof rice to types of jollof rice to ingredients and now the steps. This is how to. Step number one, prepare the vegetables. It explains it, right? Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, success. We can see it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So the point I'm trying to show you guys is the steps are clear and easy to understand. That's typical of a how-to guide. Okay. So the example I was showing you guys, you see how easy the how-to content looks like. So you want to ensure that the step-by-step guide is easy to understand, right? And every other thing here inclusive. So a how-to guide is not where you want to write a lot of write-up. Ensure that you carry your audience from number one to point number Z. The essence is that at the end of reading your content, they should be able to do a particular thing. They should be able to place an order on Jumia. They should be able to write a good content headline. They should be able to create a good CV for teachers or graduate trainees, etc. That's the essence of a how-to guide. It is to lead your audience to take a particular, like, it's an educative content, right? So we'll move on to the other, how to write a comparison content or review. Comparison blog post is a comparison content is a blog post that compares two or more products or services. The purpose of it is to explain the similarities and differences between two things. This is your best opportunity to offer a recommendation to your target audience, right? Comparison. Somehow review content may even fall under this because review is more like you're looking at three different services and you want to pick the best out of the three, right? So the essence of a comparison content is you want to compare different services. I have a typical example I would like to share. I saw one content by Fast Hire that is on best CV writers in Port Harcourt. Oh, okay, this should take me to that faster. Okay, So while that is loading, right? What should you look out for in a comparison content? Now, in a comparison content, you want to ensure you do a thorough research on the product or services you want to compare, because this is not the best time to be biased, but you want to ensure that at the end, your audience, they are taking the best decisions. But most times, this comparison content is written when you want to sell a service from your, maybe the company you're working with, or for yourself, right? So let's take a look at this. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
ma,
we
we
can
can.
hear
Yes,
you.
ma,
Go
we can hear
ahead.
you.
Does this connect?
Success, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, great. And can you see my screen?
Yes, go ahead.
So this is a comparison content by one of the content written by Fastire, right? And they are comparing different CV writing services. They are comparing different Port, right? So now, if you take a look at the structure of this content, there is an introduction, of course, introduction to the topic, right? We are not here to read this. So if you need any form of assistance with your CV/resume, you can contact us today, etc. So let's take a look at the table of contents. So common misconception, benefit of using this, top CV writers in Port Harcourt. Now, under this comparison, there is a listicle because you want to compare different services. Now let's take a look at that, right? Here are the top CV writers in Port Harcourt. First, fast hire services, and they go ahead to like explain why it is the number one. This team of expert writers with a proven track record as evident in these reviews, and there is an evidence to show that, okay, these guys are good. These are reviews, right, from past, from users. It goes on to explain features, benefits, price, etc. This contains what a comparison content should look like, right? Because at the end, you want, when your readers read this content, they can make a decision and pick the best ASAP. And if it's to buy or to sell, they are doing that decision, right? And if it's a content you're writing to favor your company, you want to provide as much information as you can get about the company you're writing about, because you want to sell to your audience, right? In most cases, comparison content may not be written because you want to sell. You want to sell a particular service from your company. You may just pick different companies and write a review comparison about them because you want to educate your audience so they can make they can make better decisions. For instance, I think in these other CV writing companies, they did not include, how much. Probably they did not have access to that information, but it kind of covers their area of expertise, what they do, their contact, etc. So in your comparison content, you want to ensure that this information, all of these are present in your content. Ensure you do proper research about these companies. You can even use tables to compare features, to compare benefits. Your comparison content can take the form of a listicle. It could be top 10, top 3, whatever. You can compare two products like Nike and any other product. The essence of this is to like inform your audience so they can make better decisions, right? So we'll move on to the next. So like I explained on how to write a good comparison content, you found that a review content is similar to comparison content. In review content, but in review content, it's usually a particular company or product or service you are writing about. You want to write about everything about the product. Let's say you are reviewing Jumia as an online shopping platform. You want to write about its rating, what people are saying about it, how to use it, how long it has been. You want to give us the history of Jumia. So review content are usually very comprehensive. The essence of review content is to give a user everything they need to know about a particular product, right? So we'll quickly move on to how to create a writing portfolio. Now, you know how to write different content formats, how to etc. There are other types. FAQs, frequently asked questions, is just as it is. You just answer questions that your audience are asking and you publish it. It could be questions about how to navigate a particular website, questions about anything specific, right? Now, how do you create a writing portfolio? First of all, a writing portfolio is a collection of your best writing samples, right? Showcasing your skills, your style, your expertise to potential clients, etc. When you're applying for a job as a blogger, the first thing your employer will ask you is, send me your portfolio. They want to see if you've been writing. They want to see how you write. They want to see your writing style. That is what a writing portfolio does. It's a collection of all your samples, okay? You need it because you want to show that you know what you are doing, you're credible, you have the experience. Because there are a lot of content writers out there that have not even written anything before. They are just content writers because they know how to write sentences. But that's not what your employer wants to see. They want to see if you've written something before. And that's why we are giving you guys assignments in this class, because it's going to form your portfolio, right? Even if you will not publish it in a website, you're publishing it on LinkedIn, right? So there are different platforms. Now, how do you create a writing portfolio since you're a beginner or a newbie, you've never had a job before? There are three options. Number one, you either get a job, which is not included in this three option, because I want to assume that everybody here, you are all newbies, right? Let's say you're all newbies. Or if you're not, you are probably working as a content writer. So all the content you've been publishing in the company's website where you're working with, you can compile all of them to form your portfolio. I'm going to mention the website you can use to form your portfolio, right? But if you've not gotten a job before, you can volunteer in content writing roles. Like you can decide to reach out to non-profit organizations, to blogs. You can search for websites. There are some websites, new websites that do not have a blog section. You can volunteer to write for them. Do you understand? You can volunteer to write for them. The essence is so that you can start publishing content, because you can only get used to this kind writing if you write more, right? So if you volunteer, you start publishing, it's going to help you to create your portfolio. That was how I started, by volunteering, right? So it's either you do that or you seek for internship roles. I believe after this training, those of you that are serious, you'll get some recommendations from Mr. Richard to companies that are already looking for writers. This will help you build your portfolio. Now, if you don't have access to voluntary roles, you don't have access to internship, you can start building it on your own. There are platforms like Medium. Medium is a free writing website. You can go and create you can create your profile and you start publishing content there. Maybe if you choose your niche, you want to write everything related to health, you can start doing your research, maybe follow the process that you'll be learning in this class, and you write a good content. Start with 500 words, proceed to 1,000. You must not write 2,000 words, 500 words, 1,000, and start posting. Ensure it's optimized. By the time you post maybe twice every week for the next 1 month, you may have gotten up to eight contents. And if you try that for 2 months, you're getting like 12. If you're writing every day in a week, you've gotten 5, right? All of this will make up your portfolio. Medium is one platform. LinkedIn has on LinkedIn, outside the content you post on your page, there is a place you can post articles. There is also a new platform called Substack. I have explored it before, but I only publish like 2 contents there. You can publish real content on Substack, and it will be like your personal blog. There's also WordPress. You can create a free WordPress blog account, and you can explore guest blogging. Guest blogging is more like you can come to Mr. Richard and tell Mr. Richard, oh, I know how to write about so and so topic, and you show him a sample, and it's a very good sample, and he's like, okay, you can publish it. You publish it in Mr. Richard's website. It will bear your name as a publisher, right? That is guest blogging. All right. So now, when you have different content you have written under your name, let's say you've been publishing on Medium, you have like 15 content you have published on Medium. You can now copy this, your contents, and, create a portfolio. A portfolio, like I said, is a collection of all your content. Like, can you guys hear me?
Success, we can. Right on, right on.
Yes.
All right. So there are different platforms where you can create your writing portfolio. Clippings.me is a free platform that allows you to compile up to 15 contents. You can include your already published content or the content in your drive. Clippings.me. I think I have a portfolio there. It's very easy to use. You can just screenshot this, then check it out. Clippings.me. If you already have content you've already published, you can compile it to create a portfolio. Just follow the steps. It has a paid version, it has a free version. So you can follow the free version, include a good photo of yourself, a headshot, write an about section of the kind of content you write. Then you can just copy the link of your published content. Let's say you've been writing on Medium. You can go to Medium and copy the link of your best content, place it there, write a short introduction, include maybe the picture you used in publishing it, and that's it. You have your content. So that if somebody wants you to write for them and they say send your portfolio, you don't start sending your content one after the other. You just send the link. Another one you can use is Google Doc. So I will just quickly see what that looks like briefly, right? This is my drive, and under my drive, you can always make this look perfect. You can always make this look better, right? But this is just what mine looks like. Why is this taking time to load? Sorry. Okay, so this is my writing portfolio, right? So this is more like collection of my content, like I said. So yours can be more organized. Yours can be blog. You can create a file where you write blog. So when I click on this, these are all the content I've written under crypto and tech, right? This is where I assemble them. You can go back, hair/fashion. I've written a couple of that. You can go back, web content. So I guess you can see this. So this is also a way of creating portfolio for yourself, so that if you get a job offer, you can just simply copy the link here. You copy the link, you manage access, make sure anybody that takes this link can view. Then once you set it on that, it's taking a while, I will not wait for that. You just copy the link and you share it with any employer that wants to see samples of your work. That's with Google Drive. You can also create a portfolio using Canva. So these are the ways you can create your portfolio. Just ensure you explore them and assemble your content together. You can use WordPress. You can use Contently, right? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Yes, ma, we can hear you.
Can you all hear me?
Yes, ma, we can hear you, ma.
Okay, so that's it about creating your portfolio, and we have come to the end of the class for today. So at this point, I will pause. Mr. Richard, should I go ahead and show them the assignment? Then the question and answer can come after that.
Take their questions, and when you're done with the questions, then you can give them the assignments. Did you hear me?
Okay. Yes, yes. Okay, guys, you can,
Just a
at
minute.
this point, you
Sorry,
can ask your question. We've come to the end of today's class.
All right. So before we start putting in the questions, thank you so much, Success, for this session. And our apologies to everyone listening for the network hiccups here and there. Nonetheless, I think we have a lot of valuable resource and a lot of information that would guide a lot of the things we're going to do as content writers, as SEO content writers. Once again, if you join the class in between, we have said that you should what's the word I'm looking for now? Signing. So check the charts. You will see the signing process. Please, Chini, drop it again. If you have not signed in, sign in and take a screenshot. You will be requested, you'll be asked to make that screen, to present that screenshot to be sure that you are attending classes. So look at the process, see what others have done and sign in, then take a screenshot of that. All right. So that said, we can start taking questions now. Success, over to you. So if you have questions, please raise your hand so that we can take your questions.
Yeah, you can either ask or type it, anyone.
I would even prefer the ask. I would prefer the ask, so we know the people asking the questions and they can speak.
Okay, that's fine. You can raise your hands. Yeah. Muse, right? You can ask, unmute yourself and speak, Muse.
Let him raise his hand. So raise your hand. If you have question now, raise your hand. We said that now. Just raise your hand so that we know the people that have question. If you have question, I'm repeating again, please raise your hand. Uche, please take your question. Uche, you can ask your question.
Okay, thank you so much, Ma. Good evening, everyone. Okay, here is my question. I want to know, how can someone ensure that, the content on their drive, that is in the case of creating portfolio, is their original work and not copied from someone else? So, especially, someone can easily just copy someone else's content and upload to their drive and claim it's theirs. Is there a way to navigate through that, Ma?
Let me get you. How do you ensure someone does not share a copied content? Is that what you're asking?
You said, Ma, you mentioned as creating portfolios through Drive, you upload your content on your Drive and just share the link. Now, peradventure, I want to specialize in the food industry, in writing content. I just go out there and copy people's content and upload to my Drive. How would the employers know it's my original work or it's not my original work? Is there a way to put a watermark or something like that, and to ensure that someone else does not copy your own content and upload on their own portfolio?
Okay. First off, it works if sorry, Mr. Richard, should I answer the questions or take all the questions and answer them at once?
You can take them as they come. You can address them one after the other.
All right. Okay, Uche, for the question, right? I did not show you the part where in that my drive, I have a section where I have the links to almost all the content I have written, right? So the thing is, most of these employers, they will check they will check out if that content has been published, especially if you tell them it has been published, but you're just giving them a sample in your drive, they will search for it. They will search for it. For those that will not search for it, most of them could also take on plagiarism tests. So if you share a content with your prospective employer and they run it through plagiarism test and they find out that it's something that is plagiarized, you're shooting yourself in your leg, right? Because you are just telling them that you cannot produce an original content. So any writer that is looking at trying to copy another content to their drive, you're shooting yourself in the leg. So the reason why I brought up that idea is if for any reason you wrote a content that you did not publish, you can share it with your drive. However, you can also your published content, you can also share it through your drive. So the thing is that you have a section where you include the links to those contents and you share it as well, so that if your employee they decide to explore that, they can also check it out. I don't know if I
Okay.
answered your question.
Yes, ma. Thank you. One more question. So, are articles published on LinkedIn counted as published content?
Yes, they
Hmm.
are. They are. Because anyone who is searching on Google, I don't know if you've ever done a Google search and the top ranking content are content from LinkedIn. That shows that if you publish your content on LinkedIn, articles published there are also counted because LinkedIn has a very high domain authority. So it's considered as an authoritative source for information. So if you post or published content on LinkedIn, it's an article. You can share the portfolio as what you have written.
All right, that'll be all, ma. Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome.
Okay, before we go to the next question, let me just weigh in on the first question we just took. So, firstly, as a writer, you also have to, on your own, ensure that you're not copying somebody. So I think in Wednesday's class, part of proofreading and editing entails running your work through Grammarly, which is a tool for grammar checks and typos and all that. And then there's also plagiarism tests. So you on your own, you have to be sure that you're not plagiarizing people because you're the only person that can ensure that you're not plagiarizing people. Others cannot ensure that for you. Now, if people are going to copy your work, that even when you start publishing your work on the web, it's possible people can copy your work. But at that point, that would not be your problem anymore because you're not the criminal. The person plagiarizing you is the criminal, right? So you have to take note of that. Then if you are writing, for instance, if you're an independent writer or you're even writing for an organization, and you happen to write a content, that content no longer is yours. You understand? So you don't also add that in your drive because it's no longer your content. You have been paid for it. You get. So if you go and put it in your drive and another organization has it already on their site and you have it in your drive that it's your own, maybe because you paid for it as a freelance writer and they've paid you off, your name is not on the article, and they see it as in another person's website, it's going to be a red flag to you. So you want to be careful not to a work you were paid for. You get the moment you're paid for it, you're supposed to remove your hand. It's no longer yours. So that's another way to ensure you're avoiding plagiarism. We pointed out, or the reason why I have been particular about LinkedIn is for the sole purpose of publicity and visibility. You get it's easier for your content, for you as a person and your content to be found on LinkedIn as opposed to maybe some other sites as you know it. So on LinkedIn, the visibility is easier to achieve. That is why we said you can use LinkedIn to build your personal brand. And you can also copy out those links, like Success said, compile them in a list you get and save in your drive. So also when you're also sharing your drive link to people, be sure the permission level you're granting So you don't grant people who hack your drive and start downloading your document, your content. So there are people you share your drive details with. They can download all the content you have there. So that's another, and go and post it. So it becomes plagiarized. So you want to be sure you either make the permission view only. I hope I have time within one of these sessions to walk you guys through all of these. There is a whole lot to cover. So, but I think I have added enough perspective to that. Thank you, Success. You can continue.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Richard. Okay, who else has a question?
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to appreciate the speaker, tonight's speaker, for the knowledge she has shared. So during the talk, I got confused
Your name,
regarding
please. Your
SEO.
name, please. Your
Okay,
name, please.
my name is Moise, Fashion Moise.
All right.
Okay, I got confused. Like when you said, so you mentioned SEO as being one of a niche, and from what I've been getting right before, that SEO is like one of those things that we do while we are preparing our content to make sure that we put in our keywords and make it to allow it to like rank over other content. So I'm now confused of the aspect like SEO being a niche. So I want clarification in that aspect. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. So I didn't mention SEO as a niche. I mentioned marketing as a niche. Then under marketing, you have SEO, social media management, content marketing, etc. All of those are like sub areas under a niche called marketing, right? So the reason why SEO, search engine optimization, is not just about content writing. Like the knowledge a lot of persons have about, I hope you can hear me though. The knowledge a lot of persons have about SEO. Yes, SEO is a sub niche, exactly. So it's like under marketing. Now, SEO is not just about how to write and make sure your content it's not just about the content. SEO covers everything you do in your website. Like you want to ensure that your website is ranking, not just your content. Your website is visible. So it entails a lot of things. I don't know if you've heard of technical SEO. There's technical SEO, there's on-page SEO, there's off-page SEO. And when you go to technical SEO, you're looking at the things that affect your website as a whole, the technical aspect of your website, the links, the internal links, the back links. You want to ensure you're getting good links, and these links are connected. This like they call it backlinks. You want to get links that are connected to higher websites, and it brings more authority and ranking to your page. SEO is more complex than just writing. So the aspect of SEO that is just like SEO content writing is just a branch of it that teaches you how to create content that rank. SEO has a broader face to it. So it's a sub niche, right? It's under marketing. Just like when you look at social media marketing, that's a niche. When you talk of social media marketing, you dive into different social media pages and how they function. But when you say you're a social media manager, you're just saying your social media manager, you can narrow down to Facebook, and there are different things about Facebook you want to cover. So Facebook marketing is a big branch. So that's just how SEO is. Search engine optimization is like a sub niche under marketing, right? So that you're an SEO content writer doesn't mean you're an SEO specialist, because when you claim the tag of SEO expert or SEO specialist, it means you know more beyond just writing ranking content. It means you know more about technical SEO as well as off-page SEO, on-page SEO, everything about SEO, right? So that's what I can say, right? So it's not like I made a mistake. So SEO is a sub niche under marketing. I don't know if Sir Richard, you have something to add to that. You can go ahead, please.
So, Maurice, the not for you to get confused. What we are doing here is called SEO content writing. This is SEO content writing training. So we're trying to train you on how you could use or how you can construct content that they can be searchable when or they can be found when people are making searches on the web, right? Now, the part where SEO is a niche for content is you are focused on how to educate or how to create content that will be teaching people how they too can rank their content. You are teaching people how different SEO mechanisms work. You're teaching people or updating people on the latest SEO techniques. So that's the niche on its own. You can say sub niche, you can say niche. So it's not to get you confused. It's just like you have, let's say, marketing. There's marketing. In marketing, there is traditional marketing. There is or internet marketing. There's email marketing. So marketing on its own is like a niche that you can focus on. When we say niche in writing, is an area where you have said you want to focus on. You understand? You can focus on in travels instead of everybody is doing travels. You can say, oh, you're not focusing on travels. You want to focus on what can we use? You want to focus on writing about luxury chairs. You understand? So you can join that together with travels. Oh, if you're traveling, these are the best kind, the what's it called now? Hotels you want to lodge in, they should have this kind of chairs. Or you want to in office equipment, you can either go generic to say office. You can focus on talking writing about offices and office equipment. In offices and office equipment, you can say, no, you don't want to be writing generic. You want to just focus on office tables, different types of office tables, how many drawers office tables should have, the top 10 office tables. So there are different ways you can niche, and create a niche for yourself in different area. Even in personal health, you can say, oh, you don't want to write about just any type of personal health. You want to talk about mental health in personal health. You understand? You want to talk about self-love in personal health. You can, in general health, in health as a niche, you can say, oh, you don't just want to be writing about general health. You just want to focus on hygiene. So hygiene now is your sub niche. So all these things I've said is the same thing we have with SEO. SEO is a field of study. You get, just like you have cryptocurrency, you get SEO is a field of study. But as well as there are people who have the cryptocurrency, there are also people who their niche of writing is in cryptocurrency. It's the same way we have SEO, as well as we have people who their niche of writing is on SEO education. We also have people who SEO writers, as the case may be. So I think I've said enough. Hope you get the point now.
Yes, thank you, sir.
All right, great. Take the next question, success. I don't know. I think she's disconnected. So, Ekomobong, please take your question. Ekomobong, please take your question. If you can hear me, take your question.
Sorry, my question has already been answered. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay, you can bring down your hand then. So that's pretty much what we have to cover for today. So tomorrow's class is going to be revision. In the timetable, what we're supposed to be doing tomorrow is proofreading and editing, but that class will be shifted till next week, Wednesday, which is our next class, right? Tomorrow, we will rather deal on revision. Remember that in part of your the criteria for this training, what the lesson and the training entails, we said revision is one of those things. So we have given you the first assignment. Oh, that's true. I need Success back because she's supposed to give people the second assignment. So, okay, I think she's online. So when I'm done. So part of the things I noticed is we needed to put you guys through on content writing guidelines. So tomorrow we're going to do revision on some of the assignments that were already reviewed. People who submitted the assignments earlier, they were attended to. People who are kind of submitting the assignment late, you just go through the class for tomorrow and use it and go back and review your assignment by yourself. Then you would also do the second assignment. And by Wednesday, we will do proofreading and editing. So tomorrow, we are learning SEO content writing guidelines. So there are like set of instructions, set of
Hello, Mr.
rules.
Richard.
Yes, I can hear you, Success. So they are like SEO content writing guidelines. They're like set of rules, set of instructions that you must follow when writing content that you hope to rank on search engines. So tomorrow's class is a must attend. And then I would also take time within the beginning part of the class to review some people's assignments, particularly Uche, Chinenwobodo. I think there are 4 people I attended to their assignments on, was it on Tuesday? Oh, sorry, was it on Thursday? So those 4 people were going to use their assignments as case studies for tomorrow. Then we will now look at the SEO writing guidelines. Then
Hello,
by
Mr.
Wednesday,
Richard. Can I go ahead and share the assignment so I can leave?
yes, you can share the assignment. So here's your assignment, but you Success will share the assignment, but you don't need to attend to it yet until tomorrow's class is over. So you can now use what is taught from tomorrow's class to attend to it. If you haven't attended to the first assignment, you have to do it, uh, because failure to do it means that you can't cope up with the training. All right. And you all know the email to send your assignments to. So Success, you can share the assignment with them.
Okay, if you can see my screen, that's the assignment.
So you can take the screenshots now. Here's your assignment. Please take the screenshots. You can take the screenshots. Okay, I think they have done that now. Again, if you have not registered, like if you've not registered your attendance today, check in the
Okay.
comment section for the process and register and take a screenshot of that, because it will be needed. So Success, thank you so much. I think that will be all. No other comments. Success, show them the class for the this thing for the next class. The slide for the next class.
Okay.
Okay, so like I
Okay, I
said,
guess you
that
guys can
is,
see my screen.
yeah.
Content writing.
All right, so that'll be all for tonight. Is there any other thing we need to address? If you have any question before we call it an evening, please. Any other comments? Is anybody have question about tomorrow's class? Please feel free to do that immediately so that we can call it a night. All right, in the absence of that, good night, everybody.
Good night, sir.
So that's true. Tomorrow, I would be particular, all of you, you have to tell me if you've submitted your assignment. I have 28 people on this call. I don't think I have seen up to 28 assignments. The people following up with the content writing challenge, I don't think they are up to 28. So tomorrow, we're going to, before learning, we're going to have a battle. The people that are not following through. So it's either you're going to beat me or something will give way for something tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll meet. What did you say, Raji? Raji, what did you say?
I was the one that said
Okay.
something. I said somebody must beat some.
No, maybe not beat, but something must give way. Is either I will remove laziness from people's body, or people will finally make me close the training. Because I think we just have maybe like 10 active people in the challenge. And I've been trying to be.
Sorry, sir, for
Olabisi,
cutting you. Please,
uh,
one mail are we sending the assignment to? Because I think I
he's in the
sent to the
comment.
mail.
He's in the comment. Check the comment section.
Okay.
Any other thing? Any other thing? Let the people that are laughing be laughing until tomorrow. Ask people that know me. I like fighting, So for people that are making me, I'm talking and talking and talking and talking, and you don't want to do the needful. Tomorrow we'll meet. All right. Good night, everybody. After praying in church, you come and meet me in the evening. All right. Okay. Good night, everyone. Do enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye.
Thanks, sir.